Hi guys, welcome back to the James Bond Show with Krazy Kajeevie. I'm your host, Krazy Kajeevie, with no fears, limits, or substitutes, the bad boy of James Bond, or some could even say the sledgehammer of the James Bond community, because I take no crap. I am not into political correctness, and I say it as it is. And this video is about Tom Holland, the 5'8", 173 centimeter midget that plays Spider-Man. At that height, he should actually play Ant-Man. There's so much media bullshit right now going on about Tom Holland and should he be cast as the new James Bond. Now, the reason I decided to make this video is because I am so sick of hearing this guy's name and these media, these left-wing, politically correct lightweights that have no idea, no love or passion or historical understanding of the Ian Fleming James Bond character, which I have spoken about ad nauseum here at the James Bond Show with Krazy Kajeevie, because these people don't care. Now, the real reason I'm making this video is because on a Facebook page, I think it was, a puff piece page, some entertainment page, whatever it was something I caught. I don't even think I'm, a member of the channel. It was just there on Facebook. I went in, I had a look, and it was basically these kitchen dishwashing mamas and lame little millennial teenagers in there having their opinion. These are the people that have never seen a James Bond film in their life, or they've seen one or two Daniel Craig James Bond films and they refer to Jaws as the guy with the silver teeth, or The Spy Who Loved Me with the one with the big guy with the silver teeth. These are not James Bond fans, yet they are so opinionated. And true James Bond fans like myself at this channel, and many of you out there, need to stand up against this garbage, need to speak out and say, no, Tom Holland is not right for James Bond. Because if we can plant little seeds out there, well, let's hope they grow. Because where media speculation starts, it often doesn't end. And the greatest example of that is still, we're in 2022. The Idris Elba thing started probably really around 2014, and it hasn't stopped. It's been going for like 6 to 8 years. It's crazy. And people are still going on about Idris Elba. Idris Elba he's 50 now. He's a 50-year-old, 198 centimeter Cockney, 230-pound black man. Yet the same people that want Tom Holland, if they can't have Tom Holland as James Bond, they want Idris Elba as James Bond. These people are nuts. They're crazy, and it's why I speak out against them. Now, this is nothing personal against Tom Holland. I know he's also gone off, I think it's Instagram, which I have nothing to do with, social media. He's gone off or whatever because of, I don't know, anxiety, depression, whatever. And I hope he feels better, and I hope he gets better. So this is nothing against him personally. But what it is against is the people that keep prompting him as James Bond when he is not right as James Bond. 1962, Dr. No, Sean Connery comes on screen in that famous, one of the most famous cinematic moments of all time, where the camera finally cuts to him, where he's at the card table. And he lights a cigarette and he says, Bond, James Bond. And he is the epitome. He is the very essence of Ian Fleming's James Bond, of a man. Now, to me, Ian Fleming's James Bond is really, you see Connery in that Fleming film Bond, but you think Ian Fleming's Bond and you think the ruggish, tough brute of Timothy Dalton in License to Kill in 1989, which was the first Bond film I saw at the cinema. That's James Bond. That is James Bond. Now, a lot of people think, and I can understand it's their generation now, they think that Daniel Craig is the best James Bond, and I get it. He was brilliant in Casino Royale. And actually, my personal favourite performance of him as Bond, because I think it's the only Bond film he did where he truly became the film James Bond that we know and love. And that's Spectre. I think that is his best performance. And I'm shocked when I hear people go, oh, Daniel Craig just phoned it in. He wasn't very good in Spectre. Bullshit. Daniel Craig was fantastic. He had the humour, the action, the tough guy. He had all the elements. I really enjoyed him in Spectre. So there you go. But you can't go from Daniel Craig, tough guy, assassin, killing people, to Tom Holland. Now, Tom Holland took an idea to Eon Productions where he wanted to play a James Bond starting out, even before what Daniel Craig did with Casino Royale, because in Casino Royale, he was, they showed him getting his first 2 kills. Tom Holland's idea was basically to take it back to almost where the dude's out of high school or whatever, university or whatever, where he just starts out and I think maybe joins the Navy or whatever. Now, Eon Productions shot that down. Tom Holland then took an idea to another big film studio where he wanted to play Nathan Drake in Uncharted. Now, I bought the film Uncharted on Blu-ray last week. I haven't got around to watching it yet. I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow. I want to have time to crank up the volume when the neighbours aren't all asleep, etc. And I'm going to watch it. But I have seen all of Tom Holland's Spider-Man films, including the other Avenger films where he makes cameo appearances in them. So I've seen enough of his work. Is he a good actor? Well, a good actor has to sell you on their character. Can he do that? Yes, he can. Does he engage with other actors? Is he believable in engaging with them? Yes, he does. He's a fine actor, so I'm not knocking him as an actor. I think in time, when Tom Holland ages, and here's another thing, he's 26. He's a baby. Tom Holland is a baby, and that's why he's not suitable for Bond. But I think in years to come, we'll see him play more advanced parts. But you can't go from Daniel Craig to a Tom Holland who's 26, 5'8". I mean, he's 2 foot smaller than Daniel Craig, who was a midget at 5'10" anyway. So, to the people out there pushing Tom Holland, no. Imagine Connery. Imagine Lazenby. Okay? Imagine Dalton. Because to me, Brosnan and Moore, well, Brosnan's effeminate, and Moore, well, he's the jokey clown, but love him. He was a lot of fun. But that was for that time. His James Bond wouldn't quite work today. And like I said, you can't go from Daniel Craig to Tom Holland. So I just implore people, if you're going to comment on Facebook posts and push for Tom Holland and say Tom Holland would make a great James Bond, here's a challenge for you. Name why. Actually give evidence why. And if you can't, be honest about the fact that you can't because you don't know about the James Bond character. And then I implore you to go and read a classic Ian Fleming James Bond novel. And I would start, even though it's not the first novel, it's the second novel. Hey, go to the first novel, which is Casino Royale. But when you get to the second novel, which is Live and Let Die, please come back here and tell me in the comment section below. If you're just a Tom Holland fan out there, or you're Tom Holland yourself, read Live and Let Die and then come back and honestly tell me that Tom Holland could play that character. He's not suitable. And what I've seen of him so far in clips and the trailer, etc., of Uncharted. Now, I know the Uncharted video games really well. I have them all. Well, I have 1, 2, and 3, okay, on the older PS3. It's almost a relic now. And I love those Uncharted games. And he was horribly miscast. I don't need to see the entire film to know he was horribly miscast as Nathan Drake. They needed, I don't know the actor's name, and he'd probably be too old now, but the guy that played, I think his character name was Angel in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You need someone like that. Even a David Duchovny kind of guy with a bit of facial hair. But you need a tough guy. Even, what's his name? Not Ryan Reynolds, the other pretty boy who was in Drive. Ryan something, isn't it? It'll come to me, but that actor, Ryan Gosling, that's him, Ryan Gosling, who was in The Notebook. Even someone like him, dyes hair, facial hair, whatever, maybe, he could play Nathan Drake, but not Tom Holland. And I think the box office of that film got horribly hurt because the video game fans of the Uncharted series, which has a huge following, did not buy him as Nathan Drake, and they didn't part with their money. So what would happen to the James Bond franchise if Tom Holland was cast as James Bond? I guarantee you I wouldn't go and see it because he's not James Bond. And I know many fans that would just not go see it because he's not James Bond. And this is why Eon have to be very careful in who they cast. If they go for a left-wing, politically correct, garbage idea of a black actor or a Mexican actor or whatever, they are going to tear up and destroy the James Bond franchise. As I've always said, Bond has to be a white, played by a white British heterosexual actor who can take us back to Ian Fleming's Bond and the James Bond that Cubby and Harry Saltzman put up on the screen back in 1962. If they don't do that, it's an epic fail. So my view on Tom Holland is no. He's not James Bond. Anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Help us build it up, and like and share with your friends. And more than anything, comment in the comment section. How do you feel about this? Have you got a friend who's a Tom Holland fan? Send the video to them. Let's see what they think about this. Now remember, it's not about being mean or whatever. It's about honouring the James Bond character. Till next time, guys, keep on bonding and say hi to you. That's what happens when you hit the wrong button. Say hi to your mum for me. There we go. Needs a bit of oil, I think. Bit of greasing up.